I think our thoughts collectively are always with our boss and our leader, Coach Graves. We're so thankful for his procedure. We're so grateful that he came through that with flying colors, and the doctors and staff at Union Hospital and all they did for him, and just the outpouring of support in the Wabash Valley, ISU, Sycamore Nation, everybody to coach Miss Susan and the family has been unbelievable. And this game meant a lot to him. It meant a lot for us to be back here. Obviously, from the AD side, from the coaching and the staff side, there's so many parts of it that meant the world to him for us to come back here to his home and to represent not only Indiana State, but he and his character and everything that he's about as a person. So we're grateful to the administration, athletic director, for bringing us back, and Coach Mata for letting us come back and have this game. I think it's great. It's one of the longest rivalries between two schools for us and them historically, so it's pretty cool and a good opportunity. Overall, I thought tonight was a great working game for Coach Mata and our staff as well. We went longer, 4 12-minute quarters. We got an extra 8 minutes of work in. We were able to play a lot of combinations, a lot of different things, mix in a ton of different, not only defenses for us, but also opportunities to run different things offensively that we may not have been able to. I was very impressed with Coach and their team and what they've retooled and what they've rebuilt. They've added a lot of length, a lot of physicality, a lot of foot speed, and I think they're going to have a great season. I'd expect nothing less from them, but I think we will too. I'm extremely proud of our character. I think this is a special, special team that will grow into one of the better teams in the Missouri Valley Conference, and I'm anxious to see us get there and start Monday night at Charlotte.
Yeah, Coach, I just kind of want to touch on this series. Are you expecting to maybe be a regular season thing in the future?
We would love that. It's just such a great drive for our fans, our fan base. We've got a great alumni base here with Dr. Goddard, and I know that would be something great. But in this new world of scheduling, it changes all the time, and I think their staff would probably say the same thing. If it's able to work, we would gladly come back, but we do understand the fluidity, I guess, if I'm going to get fancy with my Ellettsville education. The fluidity of that changes all the time.
Ian, you were, I think, the catalyst there for the team. I mean, dunks, pop-ins. What do you see in yourself out there?
Yeah, it was nice to get out there with our guys for the first time, actually playing in front of a crowd and other lights and, dealing with that type of pressure that they had. So, yeah, coming down the court, in our half-court offense and stuff like that, there's stuff to clean up with. I think there's a lot more we can do with it across the board, including myself. Missed layups and stuff like that. I think there's stuff to clean up with it.
And then leading the team tonight, what was your plan this third? What do you think happened that you were able to find the hoop?
I think I just let it come naturally. I just tried to play the right way. Like Ian said, to piggyback, I feel like playing the right way. I hit some good shots. There's things that we just got to work on and get better.
And Coach, you mentioned it briefly, but just what was the vibe like pregame, knowing that this place means so much to Coach Graves as a player and a coach, just not having him on the sidelines, just what was that kind of atmosphere like?
Well, I think everybody has been, since all this happened, I think we've all kind of tightened our ranks. We've been extremely grateful. We've been prayerful for him and his family. We've also said a lot of prayers of thanksgiving and praise that we know how special a person he is, but we knew we needed to tighten our circle and play as hard as we could tonight for him here in this place, because it is such a special place to him, for sure.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
At his house, about 11 o'clock this morning, 10 or 11 when we met.
Was there any words of advice and just how to do with Hinkle or anything?
And no, go win. score points, shoot a lot of threes, and make a lot of threes. If you know Coach, he wants to let that thing fly and wants to get up and down the floor. So 80 wasn't enough. We would have liked to have scored a lot more. So.
Coach, flipping it over to the defensive side, you mentioned changing up different defensive sets tonight.
Yeah.
How much different is it between seeing those different defensive sets against yourself in practice and against another team, and how that prepares you for using those different sets in the regular season?
Yeah, for sure. I think our staff's done a great job of having a little bit of zone, a little bit of counter, a change-up per se. Being able to have some press to be able to throw in there, and that's been good. But our bread and butter is our man, and we didn't defend at a high enough rate. The guys that could shoot got loose and made some, and that's something that we'll go back. And I think there's some great teaching moments for us to get better at in understanding the tools of preparation and how we got to go about preparing every night to know personnel to be able to stop what they're doing. But overall, I think us being able to have some different pieces defensively in the long run will serve us very well.
When you're used to going up against yourselves in practice, it's a little different, basically different defense. When you first catch the ball and look to shoot, there's maybe someone in a different spot than you're used to seeing in front of you on defense.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your team's willingness to let the ball fly from deep tonight and being comfortable letting it shoot?
Yeah, I think we were hungry to get some more stuff going at the rim because it's a great balance. The more you get going at the rim, the more open your perimeter stuff can be. And I do think we have a team that can really shoot the ball, but we've got to have a balance of getting to the rim and getting rim threats. And we didn't get enough of them early. Now you give outside of that first run where we got off to a really good start, and I was really proud of our team on that. Butler came back and answered, and we played even for a while, and then they made a run and stretched it on us. And during that time, you got to give credit to their physicality, taking us out of kind of some of the stuff that we wanted to do. And but we've got to be able to recognize that and counter our pieces of it on the offensive end to play against their strengths.
Having a conference like the Missouri Valley, and now playing someone like Finley here who led them with the 24, how does it help playing someone like Finley going into the regular season?
Yeah, he's an extremely talented shooter. He's made a big jump from last season. I'm sure the credit goes to him and his coaches. You can tell he's spent a lot of time in the gym, not just on the basketball side, but his body's changed tremendously, I feel, from the scouting stuff that we did on him. But part of that goes back to, again, us recognizing personnel and being able to take away the guys that are the best at what they do on their team. And we didn't take away his three-point shot tonight and didn't get to him enough and make him miss enough.
Coach, what did you notice from Butler's bigs, especially in the second half?
Yeah.
Seems like Jones was able to make some plays at the rim and some dunks and a couple of shots there. Just what kind of matchup problems does he create specifically?
Yeah, he got a couple transition where we were pouring transition defense. A couple bad shots or turnovers usually lead to that. And then I thought that they did a good job of being able to counter and us not. We gave up some ground and let them get to their sweet spots. I mean, sometimes you just got to take guys out of their sweet spots, and I think he was able to work to get to his. He's a good player, for sure.
Sterling and Lee for you guys. Camp didn't shoot it great tonight, but what kind of confidence do you have in him? And then what does he do for you guys in your game as a team offensively?
Yeah, ultimate confidence in a shot. Honestly, there's not a bad shot that I really see with it. Him coming off pin downs, if a guy's trailing him, if he has.
Obviously, there's conversations between Notre Dame and tonight, but when you're playing the flow of a game, is there a conversation either Thad has or one of the other coaches has before you take your first reps in games? This has happened so far in this night. What we really need you to do against this particular matchup?
I mean, for sure. I mean, our coaching staff is one of the best in the country, so they always let us know what to do, what not to do, how we change up for certain teams, how we change up for certain players. But at the same time, if you playing hard, it really covers up a lot of the stuff. So.
Finley, you really read the Indiana State D out there. How were you able to read that and just execute for a 24?
Playing out of ball screens, I feel like I'm very comfortable. They were dropping, so it allowed me to get to my floater. And I feel like they were also trying to run me off the three-point line, which kind of opened up my drive. And so having the threat of the shot and the pump fake kind of opened up kind of what they were forcing me to in the basket. And then when they started going under, just taking advantage of that.
Is that a new emphasis for you in terms of like turning the corner, getting downhill, and showing that kind of flow and what you do at the basket, or is that just kind of making defense tonight?
I feel like I've always been fast, so I feel like it's always kind of been an option, thankfully. But I feel like tonight it was coming to me, and that was how it went, and so just took advantage of the game.
When you operate out of those ball screens, is there something different this year when you have another ball dominant point guard next to you in Jalen? Is there something different in the way you're able to attack the ball screens compared to last year?
Definitely. I mean, I'm surrounded by threats, both to the basket and on the three-point line. And so I feel like that's opened up for me. And I always feel like I've been my best whenever I give the ball up and then it comes back to me. And so thankfully I have 13 unselfish teammates that are looking to get me the ball whenever I give it up. And so I'm super thankful to be surrounded by unselfish guys that are making the most for me.
And kind of along the same lines, when Drayton's running the floor like that and you have a big man that can get down the floor the way he does, just how much does that help the transition offense when he's able to just get to the basket like that?
Off topic, but Drayton is the best human alive. I love Drayton to death. He's awesome. Like, you tell him to do anything and he'll do it. Like, he'll box out his man, he'll rebound, and he won't say a single word about it. He's one of my favorite bigs I've ever played with. And so his ability to sprint the floor, you see him diving out of bounds, you see him fighting off bigs that are bigger than him for rebounds. He's absolutely incredible. I love him.
Anything else for the players? One more.
And then Jackson, just how much do you feel like you've grown in the last 2 games? I mean, obviously after Notre Dame, you get the film sessions and you get to kind of just see what you've done, but how much has that helped you just being able to go against other teams and kind of learning from that in film?
Right. I mean, like in practice, even since the summer, I've gotten better almost every single day. And then when I come out here in the games, everything, once my teammates, I got older guys who really lean on me, and I lean on them more than anybody, even the coaches sometimes. So once all that started slowing down for me, I started watching more film. The coaches really locked in on me with certain things that I need to work on. So once it started slowing down, everything felt a lot better, a lot easier.
Let you guys go and take questions from fans.
All right, guys. Good job. Don't forget your phone.
Yeah, Coach. Just want to touch on this series, on this rivalry. Obviously, your history with the Sycamores. Do you think this could maybe turn into a regular season thing?
Yeah, I think so. I'll say this: I love the exhibition component of it because they're obviously very, very well coached and they're a hard team to guard. We had absolutely nothing on them, and we guessed from last year. Everything that we showed was from last year, and I thought our guys did a pretty decent job with that. I don't know series-wise. I have no idea. Scheduling now is so crazy. Nobody does their schedule till late in the season because of you don't know who's on your team and that sort of thing. So it's hard to predict what the future would hold there.
Coach, I know this is just an exhibition, but what type of challenges do you think Indiana State is facing when your head coach is not on the sidelines? Just how much emphasis or just game planning does that put on your assistants? Just what's that process like?
Yeah, I don't know. Fortunately, I've been able to coach every game I was supposed to. But I think for them, obviously, Coach being a head coach, he's been in here with New Orleans before, Indiana guy. You hope that they'd play a little bit harder in Matthew's situation, but you can tell he's got his blueprint on those guys because they know what they're doing. I mean, like us, they got a lot of new guys, and their system looked pretty much the same in terms of what we saw from last year. And hopefully Matthew's getting better and get back on the sideline when it's time. You don't need to be a hero and try to come back too quick. I take that from a 58-year-old who's done that several times in his life.
And obviously, you've had some health challenges yourself. You can kind of relate to that, just kind of what he's going through. I know you haven't missed any games, but just kind of the physical toll that coaching can put on somebody.
No, there's no question about that, and this profession it can be challenging. There's no doubt about that, and like I said, hopefully, pretty fortunate they caught when they caught it, but I know I coach Matthew and obviously Andrew, and it's a tough family, so he'll be all right.
Coach, second straight game, Evan's been one of your first guards off the bench. Obviously, we know we can shot again tonight. But what did you see over the offseason with his secondary skills kind of developing the rest of his game?
Yeah, he's driving the ball a little bit more, and we're trying to get him not be so reliant on his three-point shot because I think there are other things that he can do, and I've been just so impressed with his growth in his time since he's been at Butler University, and I think he's got an unbelievable future ahead of him.
Coach, obviously you guys changed up the format today from 4 to 12. why did you feel like it was necessary to play the extra basketball, and how much do you think that will help you guys?
Well, I think these exhibition games, they are what they're exhibition games, and we'd reached out to Indiana State to see if they'd have an interest in it. Just we wanted to get some more of our main guys more minutes, but we also wanted to get the young guys. I loved how the minutes played out for us tonight in terms of how much we could get those guys on the floor, and so fortunately, right now the NCAA is letting us sort of do kind of what we want to do, and in the scrimmages I've had before, you play a 40-minute game, then you play a 10-minute game. The 10-minute game is always awful. So I thought the 4 quarters would be good just to keep it competitive. And as I told our guys, I'm excited. We won every quarter, so that was big for us.
Jalen did some other things tonight, 8 boards, 4 assists. But how, when he's ramping up to full speed, 24 minutes tonight after the restriction last week, how have you felt about how he's getting better, and obviously not his best finishing night tonight?
Yeah, no, Jalen is coming along, and I think that obviously his best basketball is coming, and it's been a long time since he's played 24 minutes in a game, and as much as you want practice to be like a game, it never really is. So we'll get him finishing, but I thought he did a lot of the other things that we want him to do for this group. He got us into our offense quicker tonight, which was something we'd really emphasized, and we wanted more possessions in the game.
And what did you like from Jackson and Sting? It seems like those 2 freshmen got a lot of reps with the starters out there. Was that something you wanted to see in playing with the starters, and how do you feel like they fared?
Yeah, I thought both guys came in and did their job, and that's what we want. Those guys kind of turned it up when Xavier went in. We sort of turned things, went on a little bit of a run, and just with his athleticism, his quickness, and the game, it's going to eventually slow down for him, and that's exciting for me because same as Jackson. But Jackson went in and said, "Okay, Coach told me to do these 3 things." He did them, and he did them well. And as he said, that's how you get to the court.
I know you guys want to ramp up defensive pressure this year, but sometimes you're at the mercy of your own offense, and being able to do that. How do you feel your team set up that pressure and continue to play defense when you didn't make shots?
I thought we were better than we were last week, and that was an emphasis that we wanted to do. We wanted to sustain our pressure. We gave up Notre Dame. I don't know what we were tonight, but what we termed the red zone, under 10 seconds on the shot clock. We gave up 22 points against Notre Dame, and just some little things of getting out of help quicker. And we got caught ball watching too many times for backdoor layups, but it's still early for us. And as long as these guys will continue to come in and say, hey, this is what we get better at, and they've been great with that thus far. So hopefully we can continue that going in, because we're real bullets on next Wednesday night. He turned his ankle in warm-ups. I've never had that happen. And so we just decided probably 50-50 if you go, and we said, hey, let's don't chance it. We'll get you better.
And no long-term
No, I don't think so. Just rolled his ankle, not a high ankle sprain or anything like that.
When you compare last week to tonight, what's the thing? Let's say one thing. What's one thing you think you did much better than you did last week that you'll go back and say, nice job, squad?
I thought we had better offensive pace. And that's something that we wanted. We weren't starting our offense with 16 on the shot clock, making an entry pass. That was something we wanted to get into it quicker. We wanted more possessions, as I said, and I thought the ball pressure. I thought we did a better job pressuring the basketball.
Last one. Was the 12-day gap between exhibitions intentional to kind of give you some film to study for a week and a half?
Yeah, I don't know what the exact theory was, but I thought it worked out well for us. Now this gives us another week to sort of prepare. But like I said, we broke that Notre Dame. I probably watched it 12 times, and that's all I had to watch. And and like I said, I think the things that we asked these guys to get better at, we've got to rebound the ball. We started the game. Everybody's one-hand rebound. I don't know what it was, and our rebounding's got to get higher. That's something that's going to be huge for us.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.